There is the world we all know, and then there is the world we never see. Welcome to the Invisible World TV. This is not a journey for tourists. This is a journey into the invisible. Tonight, we travel into the 50 craziest places in the world. Somewhere between reality and science fiction, there are places on Earth that feel wrong. Landscapes so extreme they look computer-generated. Territories so hostile that humans barely belong there. Zones where nature seems to have ignored the rules. These places exist. They are real, and most people will never see them. This is not a list of beautiful destinations. This is a journey through the limits of our planet. So let me ask you something. If Earth can look like this, are we really sure we know it? Namafjall, Iceland's breathing Earth. Namafjall doesn't feel like a place. It feels like a wound. Located in northern Iceland, near Lake Mývatn, this geothermal field is one of the most unstable environments on Earth. The ground here boils, literally. Mud pots bubble at temperatures close to 100 degrees Celsius. Sulfur gases escape through cracks in the crust, filling the air with a sharp smell of rotten eggs. No plants grow here. No animals stay long. What most people don't realize is that Namafjall sits directly on the mid-Atlantic ridge, where the Eurasian and North American tectonic plates are slowly pulling apart. You are standing on a planet splitting in two. NASA scientists have studied places like Namafjall to understand how life might exist on other planets. The chemistry, the heat, the instability. This is as close to alien terrain as Earth allows. And yet, Icelanders live with this danger daily. Ask yourself this: would you feel safe building a life on top of a planet that never stops moving? Vatnajökull is not just a glacier. It is Europe's largest body of ice, covering merely 8% of Iceland. Underneath it, volcanoes. Active ones. This glacier hides some of the most violent geological forces on the continent. When eruptions occur beneath the ice, they trigger jökullaups, sudden glacial capable of wiping out roads, bridges, entire landscapes in hours. Inside Vatnajökull are ice caves that glow electric blue, formed by compressed, oxygen-poor ice thousands of years old. They change every year. Some collapse without warning. People die here not from recklessness, but from misjudging time. The glacier moves. It breathes. It decides who is allowed inside. How fragile do you think you are, standing inside something older than your civilization? Danakil Depression, where Earth should be dead. The Danakil Depression in Ethiopia is one of the hottest, lowest, and most hostile places on Earth. Average temperatures exceed 45 degrees Celsius. The land sits below sea level. Toxic gases leak from the ground. Yet here's the shocking part. Life exists. Extremophile microbes survive in acid pools with pH levels similar to battery acid. These organisms have reshaped how scientists think about life in the universe. NASA uses Danakil as an analogue for Mars. For the Afar people who live here, this is not science fiction. It's home. They mine salt manually, walking for days across toxic ground. Would you call this madness, or the ultimate form of human adaptation? Dallol, a place even bacteria avoid. Dallol is nearby, and somehow worse. Bright yellow, green and orange pools form from chemical reactions between sulfur, salt and volcanic heat. The colors are real and deadly. For years, scientists believed nothing could live here. Recently, they discovered that even extremophile microbes struggle to survive in Dallol's chemistry. This is one of the very few places on Earth that may truly be sterile. No life, no mercy. Standing here feels like witnessing the planet before life began, or after it ends. The door to hell, a fire that never stops. In 1971, Soviet engineers drilled into the ground in Turkmenistan. They hit a gas pocket. The ground collapsed, gas began leaking, so they did what seemed logical at the time. They set it on fire, assuming it would burn out in days. It has been burning for over 50 years. The Darvaza gas crater, nicknamed the Door to Hell, burns day and night in the Karakum Desert. Flames roar from a pit nearly 70 meters wide. No one knows exactly how much gas remains. At night, the crater lights up the desert sky like a signal from another world. What happens when human error becomes permanent geography?
Lake Hillier. The pink water that shouldn't exist. Lake Hillier in Western Australia looks fake. Bubblegum pink water surrounded by white salt and dark forest. No pollution, no dyes, no trick. The color comes from microorganisms and algae that produce carotenoid pigments. But here's what's strange. Scientists still don't fully understand why this specific lake maintains such a stable, intense color, while nearby lakes do not. You can swim in it. It won't harm you, and yet your brain keeps telling you something is wrong. Why do we distrust beauty we can't explain? Mount Roraima, the lost world. Mount Roraima rises like a wall from the jungle at the border of Venezuela, Brazil, and Guyana. It is a tepui, a tabletop mountain isolated for millions of years. The top is constantly wrapped in clouds. Waterfalls pour from its edges into nothing. Because of its isolation, species evolved here that exist nowhere else on Earth. Plants that trap insects, animals with no fear of humans. Arthur Conan Doyle based The Lost World on this mountain. Standing on Roraima feels like stepping onto an earlier version of Earth. What else might still exist where we haven't looked? Blood falls, Antarctica bleeds. In Antarctica's Taylor Glacier, a red waterfall pours from solid ice. It looks like blood. The color comes from iron-rich water oxidizing on contact with air. But the real secret lies inside. The water contains microbes trapped for over 1 million years, surviving without sunlight or oxygen. Life sealed in ice. Waiting. If life can survive here, where else might it be hiding? Oymyakon, where breath becomes pain. Oymyakon, Siberia, holds the record for the coldest permanently inhabited place on Earth. Minus 67.7 degrees Celsius. At this temperature, phones shut down, metal shatters, exposed skin freezes in seconds. Children still go to school. Life continues. Cars run 24/7. Turn the engine off and it may never start again. Cold here is not weather, it's authority. Could you function where nature never negotiates? The empty quarter, a desert that erases people. The Rub al-Khali, the empty quarter, is the largest sand desert on Earth. It spans Saudi Arabia, Oman, the UAE, and Yemen. No rivers, almost no landmarks. Dunes hundreds of meters tall that move constantly. Entire expeditions have vanished here. The desert doesn't attack, it simply removes you. In a world mapped by satellites, this place still resists control. The catacombs of Paris, a city beneath a city. Beneath the cafes, museums, and glowing streets of Paris lies something few tourists ever see. Over 300 kilometers of tunnels holding the remains of more than 6 million people. The catacombs were created when overflowing cemeteries became a health crisis in the 18th century. Skulls and bones were stacked like architecture. But here's what most people don't know. Large sections are illegal to enter. Some people live down there. Others get lost and are never found. Police once discovered a fully functioning underground cinema with no trace of who built it. Would you explore a place where history is watching you from the walls? Salar de Uyuni, the world's largest mirror. In Bolivia lies a flat so vast it can be seen from space. The Salar de Uyuni covers over 10,000 square kilometers, the largest salt flat on Earth. During the rainy season, a thin layer of water turns it into a perfect mirror, erasing the horizon entirely.
sky and ground become one. NASA uses this place to calibrate satellites because it's so flat and reflective. But beneath the salt lies something even more valuable. One of the world's largest lithium reserves, critical for batteries and modern technology. So here's the paradox. A place that looks untouched, powering the future of humanity. The hanging monasteries of Meteora, Greece. Perched atop towering rock pillars, Meteora's monasteries seem physically impossible. Built in the 14th century by monks seeking isolation, these structures were once accessible only by rope ladders and baskets. Supplies and people were hoisted hundreds of meters above the ground. The monks believed closeness to the sky meant closeness to God. No roads, no safety rails, just faith. Ask yourself, what would you give up to escape the noise of the world? The Richat Structure, the Eye of the Sahara. From the ground, it's invisible. From space, it looks like a massive eye staring back at the universe. The Richat Structure in Mauritania spans 40 kilometers across. Once thought to be an impact crater, scientists now believe it's the result of ancient geological uplift and erosion. Still, its perfect symmetry continues to fuel speculation, including wild theories about Atlantis. Even astronauts say it's one of the most striking features visible from orbit. Is it just geology? Or a reminder of how little we truly understand our planet? Snake Island, Ilha de Queimada Grande, Brazil. This island is so dangerous, the Brazilian government has banned public access. Why? Because it's home to an estimated 1 venomous snake per square meter. The golden lancehead viper found here has venom so potent it can melt human tissue. With no predators, the snakes evolved unchecked. Only scientists and military personnel are allowed to visit, and only with medical teams on standby. No resorts, no trails, no second chances. Would you ever step foot on a place where the land itself bites back?
Chernobyl exclusion zone, Ukraine. Time didn't heal this place. It froze it. In 1986, Reactor 4 exploded, releasing 400 times more radiation than Hiroshima. Entire cities were evacuated in hours. Pripyat, once home to 50,000 people, was abandoned almost overnight.
Today, nature has reclaimed the ruins. Trees grow through apartments. Wildlife thrives. Wolves, elk, even bears, in a place humans can barely touch. Radiation is still present. Some areas remain lethal, and yet people have returned. Elderly residents who refuse to die anywhere else. Would you live in a ghost city if it meant dying at home? The Nazca Lines, Peru. In the Peruvian desert, etched into the ground over 2,000 years ago, lie enormous geometric shapes and animals, some stretching hundreds of meters long. The strangest part? You can't see them from the ground. They're only visible from the sky, long before flight existed. No one knows exactly why they were made. Ritual paths, astronomical maps, messages to gods. The desert preserved them perfectly. One footprint could erase centuries. Who were they meant for, if not us? The doorway to time, Göbekli Tepe, Turkey. This site is older than Stonehenge, older than the pyramids, older than agriculture itself. Göbekli Tepe dates back over 11,500 years. Massive stone pillars carved with animals, built by hunter-gatherers who weren't supposed to be capable of this. It rewrote human history. Civilization didn't create religion. Religion may have created civilization. What else do we have completely wrong about our origins? Lake Natron, Tanzania. This lake doesn't just kill, it preserves. Lake Natron is so alkaline, its waters can burn skin and eyes. Animals that fall in often die and become calcified, frozen in stone-like poses. Yet flamingos thrive here. Over 75% of the world's lesser flamingos are born in this toxic lake. Life adapts, or it disappears. Where would you survive? In paradise or in poison? The Bermuda Triangle, Atlantic Ocean. Planes vanish, ships disappear, compasses fail. For decades, the Bermuda Triangle fueled fear and conspiracy. While many incidents have logical explanations, some remain unsolved. Sudden storms, rogue waves, magnetic anomalies. Even today, sailors report instruments behaving wrong. Is it myth? Or a place where nature reminds us who's in control? The Crooked Forest, Poland. "400 pine trees, all bent at a perfect 90-degree angle near the base. No one knows why. Some say human manipulation, others blame gravity anomalies, snow pressure, or wartime experiments. The trees grew this way, together, and stopped. A forest that chose to bend and then freeze in time. The Zone of Silence, Mexico. In the Mapimi Desert lies a region where radio signals fail. Compasses malfunction. Meteorites fall at abnormal rates. Locals report strange lights, whispers, lost travelers. NASA once lost a rocket here and couldn't explain why it deviated. Coincidence or interference? The ice caves of Vatnajökull, Iceland. Beneath Europe's largest glacier, tunnels of pure blue ice form and disappear every year. They're unstable, dangerous, temporary. Each cave is unique. Each visit could be your last. Inside, the ice glows like sapphire. Silence presses in. Nothing here is permanent, not even the ground beneath your feet. The Skeleton Coast, Namibia. Along Namibia's coast, thick fog hides shipwrecks stretching back centuries. Strong currents, shifting sands, no fresh water. Sailors called it the land God made in anger. Whale bones litter the shore, wrecks rust where they ran aground. Escape is nearly impossible. If you survived the sea, the land would finish the job. The Gates of the Arctic, Alaska, USA. No roads, no trails, no signs. The Gates of the Arctic National Park is the most remote national park in the United States. Larger than Switzerland, yet almost entirely untouched by humans. There are no visitor centers, no emergency services. If something goes wrong, help is days away. If it comes at all. Temperatures drop below -40 degrees Celsius. Rivers freeze, then disappear under snow. This is not a park. It's a test. Would you trust yourself where civilization ends? The boiling river, Amazon rainforest, Peru. Deep in the Amazon, far from any volcano, a river flows at near boiling temperatures. Locals call it Shane Timpishka, boiled with the heat of the sun. Animals that fall in are cooked alive. For years, scientists dismissed it as legend until it was documented. The heat comes from deep geothermal faults, not magma, an ecosystem powered by the Earth's inner warmth. If myths can be real, what else have we ignored? The Great Blue Hole, Belize. From the air, it looks like a giant eye in the ocean. The Great Blue Hole is a 300-meter wide marine sinkhole plunging over 120 meters deep. Inside are massive stalactites, proof it was once a cave above sea level, before rising oceans swallowed it. Divers who venture deep encounter hydrogen sulfide layers, toxic and lightless. Below that, nothing survives. Would you descend into a place where life simply stops? The Kola Super Deep Borehole, Russia. Humans tried to drill to the center of the Earth. They failed. The Kola Super Deep Borehole reached 12.2 kilometers deep, the deepest man-made hole ever created. Temperatures became so extreme, over 180 degrees Celsius, that drilling equipment melted. Workers reported strange sounds, like screams, rising from the depths. Urban legend? Probably. But the project was abandoned. Some doors are better left closed. Volcano Sakurajima, Japan. This volcano doesn't sleep. Sakurajima erupts hundreds of times per year, showering nearby cities with ash. Residents carry umbrellas not for rain, but for volcanic debris. Seismologists monitor it constantly. One major eruption could devastate southern Japan. People stay anyway. Why? Because this land is home. Would you live under a mountain that could erase your city tomorrow? The Danxia Rainbow Mountains, China. These mountains look digitally enhanced. They're not. Formed by millions of years of mineral deposits and erosion, the Danxia landforms glow in layers of red, yellow, green, and blue. Nature painting on a scale humans can't imitate. From a distance, they resemble waves frozen in motion. Is beauty still beauty when it feels unreal? The sinking city of Jakarta, Indonesia. Jakarta is sinking by up to 25 centimeters per year in some areas. Excessive groundwater extraction, rising seas, and urban weight are pulling the city under. Entire neighborhoods flood daily. Indonesia is already planning to move its capital, a modern megacity, slowly drowning. Is this the future of coastal civilization? The lava fields of Dallol, Ethiopia. Back in the Danakil Depression lies Dallol, one of the most chemically extreme environments on Earth. Acid pools with pH levels close to battery acid, toxic gases, temperatures that kill within hours. No permanent life survives here. NASA studies it as an analog for alien planets. Because if life can't exist here, we know our limits. The Marble Caves, Patagonia, Chile. Carved over thousands of years by glacial waters, these caves shimmer in blues and whites. The color shifts with the light, the water, the season. Kayaking inside feels like drifting through frozen clouds. But the caves are fragile. Rising water levels threaten to submerge them forever. A masterpiece already disappearing. How many wonders vanish before we even learn their names? The crater of Mount Nyiragongo, Congo. This volcano holds one of the largest lava lakes on Earth. The lava moves like liquid metal, fast, violent. In 2002, an eruption sent lava flowing through the city of Goma, killing hundreds and leaving 400,000 homeless. Nyiragongo is unpredictable, and it's still active. Standing at the edge, you feel it. The planet is alive. Tristan da Cunha, the most remote island on Earth. Imagine the most isolated place you can think of. Now, go further. Tristan da Cunha is the most remote inhabited island on the planet. The nearest landmass, over 2,400 kilometers away. No airport, only one ship every few weeks, if the sea allows it. Fewer than 250 people live here. Everyone knows everyone. Almost everyone is related. If you need medical evacuation, it could take days or weeks. This is not escape. This is commitment. Could you live your entire life knowing there is no way out? The Darien Gap, Panama/Colombia. There is no road here. The Pan-American Highway, stretching from Alaska to Argentina, stops completely at the Darien Gap. Dense jungle. Swamps, mountains, venomous animals, armed groups. No maps that truly work. Migrants attempt to cross it every year. Many don't make it. It's one of the last true wilderness barriers on Earth, untouched not because we can't build, but because we shouldn't.